Hi, everybody. Marius from Aspen Experience here. And in today's interview, I'm sitting with Daniela Zamora. Hi, Dani. Thank you for joining me today.
Hi, thank you for having me.
Daniela has graduated from hotel management with the UVM University in Mexico, and she has done a G1 internship with us last year in Aspen, Colorado, and now she is looking forward to return to the same employer with a supervisor position this time. Daniela, before getting into the G1 program and before meeting us, what was your professional life like?
Well, before Aspen Experience, I wasn't working. I was studying and I've done internships before, but they were unpaid internships in Mexico. So I've never worked officially in my industry.
Okay. And during that time, how did you hear about Aspen Experience?
For the school, we have this internship fair and all the different companies presented their information, and Aspen Experience was one of them.
I'm happy to hear that. And what made you decide sign up with us?
Well, first of all, for me, the name was very eye-catching. I read Aspen Experience and I was like, oh my God, I really want to go to Aspen. And then Clau did a presentation and I really liked her and the information she gave, and she sounded like so confident. She's like, you'll have the time of your life. I don't know, she was like really, I felt like I could trust the company just based on her, I think. So that's why I decided to reach out.
Walk me through what happened after you sign up with us. How would you say your team assisted you throughout the process?
Well, they were very on top of everything. If I wasn't being held like that, I would have procrastinated and I would not be in the United States. But they were always on top of everything. I'm positive that I would have never been able to find a program like this and just do everything by myself without their help. They were like walking me through like, okay, now you fill this form and you sent it here and this means that. So I'm thankful for that. And yeah, they helped me with everything. They gave me step by step. They gave me this like big document of what to do, what should I expect. And it was like really, I'd say, a friendly user way to do everything, because it was really easy for me to get it. So if I get it, anyone can get it.
I'm so happy to hear that, Dani. We do explain the entire process in detail at the beginning, and then we like to tell everyone, you don't need to remember all this information. Yeah. We'll tell you what you need to do next every step of the way. How did you choose the employer? And what employer did you choose? Let's tell everyone about that too.
I chose Hotel Jerome. They're based in the very heart of Aspen. I remember I Googled all of the employers and I wanted to see them, and they all seemed like amazing options. But I mean, I would love to say I have like a specific reason. I just saw it and I felt it. I also remember some of them were located like in different towns, like for example, Snowmass and stuff. And I really wanted to work in the heart of Aspen. I've always wanted to work in luxury hotels, so I just saw Hotel Jerome. I Googled it and I was like, I like this place. I want to work there.
In terms of passing the interviews, tell us how was your interviewing process and how would you say our team prepared you to successfully pass the interviews?
Well, I had 3 interviews. Well, of course, I first interviewed with you, but then with the employer, I had the interview first with the front office manager, then with the the rooms division manager, and then the general manager. And I remember I had my interview from Aspen Experience with Clau, and she told me like, you're gonna have all these interviews with all these people, and my heart just went like, what? I don't know, like, I don't think I've ever been interviewed. Well, yes, but like nothing that serious. And she explained to me like, oh, you're gonna want to say this and then just talk about your experience. And she was also very like the same genuine. She told me like, it's not like you're lying to them anyway. So I think my biggest thing with interviews was that I was nervous and she could tell. So she told me, you know everything, you have your experience. If they want to hire you, they will. And the only thing that I can tell you right now is just be sure of yourself and just be secure and trust yourself and just let yourself go. You're like, she told me my skills. She's like, you're such a very extroverted person and you like talking. So make that, like, take that onto your advantage. And it did help. And when I was interviewing with them, like for a second at the first one, I was kind of nervous. And then what she told me just came into my mind, and I was like, just trust myself. If this is gonna happen, it will. And I just like went smoothly after that. And I think that's how it went.
How was your experience with Hotel Jerome? How was your experience in Aspen? And were your expectations met?
My expectations were more than met. Were like, more above and beyond. And my experience, like we said at the beginning with Clau, my Aspen changed my life completely. Not only like professionally, but personally, like every aspect of my life changed a lot. The hotel, I've met so many responsibilities that when I ever met any other employer and I met other internships, I was never trusted with so much. I mean, they were giving me stuff to do, but never this kind of responsibility. So my first day, they told me like, oh yeah, this is gonna be your accounts for everything, and this is gonna be your bank. I remember them giving me money. I was like, you just met me. But they did all of this, and they trained me. And for me, that was such a big deal. Like, this is the first place where I got these big responsibilities, and I pushed myself to meet them for them. Like, just living in Aspen was great. I feel like there's all these people from different parts of the world, and most of them we're there by ourselves, not with our family. So I feel like you meet people and they become your family, all the friends you make. And my experience in Aspen was just amazing. I have no words. I'm trying to put words into it, but it was so good, beyond expectations, all aspects of it. It was really, really great, and great for me and my growth in life.
So just like that, you were able to secure a very important a position with a very important hotel in the heart of Aspen, Colorado, the heart of hospitality, right? Yes. And now you are going back to get a position with them as a supervisor this time. Do you think this would have been possible without your previous J1 internship experience?
I don't think so, honestly. Like when I, as I told you, I've always wanted to work in the luxurious brand of the industry. And I was aware that if you want to get into this niche, you had to have like years of experience. I remember just looking at the qualifications. They asked, for example, 4 seasons in Regis, and they also had like 100 years experience in the industry. And I was like, how am I gonna ever, like, it was something I really wanted to do. And doing an internship with them first was like the smartest genius idea from you guys. Like it was such an easy way to get into the industry, because then you already have experience in luxury and you're just starting. And I also felt like the people at Hotel Jerome understood that you have to start somewhere, and you have to have a beginning. And they're so good with the idea of getting interns, because they're literally educating the people that's gonna be in the industry, and like you train them and then they can work for you. That's just a genius idea. And yeah, I don't think it would have been possible for me to not only find but do the process and then do everything without you guys.
What would you say it's the one piece that has the most significant impact on you out of all this experience?
Out of all this experience, I think like I can just summarize everything I did, because it would be so long of an interview. But I guess problem solving sounds such like a work thing, but I mean, like in my life, I would never step out of my comfort zone. I would never like do anything by myself. Whenever I did an internship, I would wait for another friend to apply so that we can get to the hotel together. And then this really pushed me to like step out of my box, and then problem solving what I said. It's because now that I've seen the world, I've done so many things since I've been in Aspen, then I just like, I try to solve things for myself. I'm not waiting for someone else to do them. I'm like, I already had a job. I lived by myself in a different country where they don't speak the language. Well, my language, of course. So yeah, that's like for every situation I've encountered ever since, I'm like, okay, maybe I don't know how to do it, but I need to solve it by myself, because I'm an independent adult now. I've done this. So yeah, whenever I encounter something that I maybe don't know how to do, instead of waiting for someone to help me or like calling someone, I'm like, okay, I can figure it out by myself. Or well, then you can also ask for help. It's okay, but I would never think about, oh, I can solve this. I can actually do this. So I think everything, it sums up with I started doing things for me when I wouldn't do it in the past.
What would be an advice that you have for someone else that would like to have the experience that you had and they don't know where to start?
Well, first of all, take the chance, because I feel like sometimes we feel like it's such a long shot, and that's something that Aspen experience and everything opened my eyes to as well. We feel like there's like one opportunity and that's it, and they've got millions. I've always wanted to work somewhere else, and I never even imagined if it was actually possible. It's something that you hear, oh, this someone, they moved here and they work there. But then it's actually something that you can do as well, which I never thought I could. And yeah, so if you feel like you can do it, even if you feel like you can't, at least apply and talk to Aspen Experience. They're gonna make sure you can. And yeah, just take the leap, because I'm pretty sure you can do it.
Such valuable insight, Dani. Thank you so much for your time today. Congratulations again for your accomplishments. Good luck in your future endeavors as a supervisor at Hotel Jerome this time. And looking forward to seeing you back in Aspen.
Thank you, me too.